Okay, so this might have been obvious to everyone else but me, and if it was really obvious to you, let me know in the comments below how much of an idiot I am. It helps with the algorithm, get this channel off the ground. This is a bit of a PSA that Anki Pro is not Anki. It's got nothing to do with Anki, and I was kind of fooled by this when you're starting to learn. You know, it's like, oh, get the Genki books, get the remembering the kanji book, you've got to do this, do all like these Anki decks, you're like, right, what's Anki? So then you just search Anki. And the company behind Anki Pro is obviously paying for sponsored ads on the App Store and on Google, so they're at the top of the search results. But when you're kind of, you know, overwhelmed with needing to learn Japanese and getting all of these tools, yeah, you just kind of click the first thing. So I was looking at Anki on my phone, and when you search Anki on Google Play, I don't know about the iOS App Store, but on Google Play, when you search for Anki, the top result with loads of downloads is AnkiPRO.net. And now you can log in, you can download this and you can make an account and start creating cards, all for free. But then you have to pay £30 a year to study more than 50 cards in one day. And there's probably other limitations on there as well. I can't fully remember what all the limitations are. But yeah, to me, I thought that was just Anki. It was this company that did this SRS system that you could put your own things in. But now I'm a bit further along, I've actually started to realise that that's totally wrong, and I've been almost duped out of 30 quid. Yeah, so Anki itself as a platform is open source, so it's completely free. There's a desktop app which is completely free, and then there's a web sync app as well. So you make an account, like an official Anki account, and then you can log in and you can sync your data, your cards, between the web version and the desktop version as well. Now, because it's open source, it's completely free, which I kind of wish I knew before I'd paid the £30 or whatever it was for Anki Pro, which again, nothing to do with Anki, they're just using the Anki name. But yeah, there's a desktop app which you can download, you can use that to create your cards. You can create them on the web as well, and you can review them on the web. But as far as I can see, there isn't an official app developed by the same people that are doing the Anki open source app. I might be wrong there, but the one that keeps getting recommended on Reddit and people in my class is Anki Droid if you're on Android. Again, I don't know what iOS options there are, but on Google Play on Android you can download Anki Droid. This is a completely free app and it lets you log in with your Anki account. So anything that you do on the Anki desktop app as well as Anki Web will sync to Anki Droid because it's the same account, it's the same free account that you've made. So again, Anki Pro, you make an account for that, that's a different account to your Anki account, it doesn't sync. And actually, apparently you can't get your data and progress, there's no easy way to export your data from Anki Pro into a format for Anki. However, there is a script that lets you do that. Someone's developed a script for the free version, the proper version of Anki, the open source version. Someone's developed a script that can pull your Anki Pro cards into your official Anki deck. So yeah, that might be enough for this video for you. You've now got that information. Before you head off and think, oh, okay, well, I'll just make an account on Anki if you've not touched Anki Pro. Before you head off and do that, it'd be really great if you could leave a like and a comment, you know, support the channel. But for those who want to know a little bit more about Anki, like how to download it, what the actual interface looks like of the desktop app, and also take a look at this script that pulls your Anki Pro data into Anki, yeah, stick around. We're going to jump onto the computer and I'm going to do a bit of a walkthrough of that whole process. Okay, so this is actual Anki. So you can see here, big download button. That downloads an app for you to download onto your computer. Anki Web here. So if you go to log in, obviously if you have a login, you can do that here. Or you can head over to sign up and you can sign up to make an account. So once you've made an account, let's just log into Anki Web. Okay, so this is the back end of Anki Web. You can come here to get shared decks, and it even has a few things here. So language, we can click Japanese, and then there's all of the Japanese language decks, which you can then pick one, whichever you want. You can sort them by like highest rated, or at least you should. I assume that is how that would work, but apparently not. But either way, you can you know, there's a Japanese course based on Take Him's grammar guide. You can come down here, you can see what the cards look like. You can read through some of the reviews to see if it's like something that you'd want, and then you can download the deck if you want to. Anki Pro, on the other hand, looks like this. So we can see here, these are my decks. This is what I have been using. This is my Nihongo deck. Then I've got lots of sub decks, which every time I've done a lesson in the Genki books, I've put the vocab and the grammar for that lesson into my Anki account. And you can see here, my decks, I've got this. It's not synced with Anki Web. It's got nothing to do with Anki Web, which, you know, I thought, and it's probably just, you know, like I said, it's just me being overwhelmed with all of this. You go to the Play Store and search for Anki, and Anki Pro is one of the ones that comes up first. Having a look online, I'm not the only one to be fooled by this. It's a bit confusing. But you can see here, it does have access to some of the stuff from Anki. It's got the core 2K, 6K optimized deck. If you come over to library, you've got them all here, and you can search for them. So like Japanese basic hiragana, you can see this deck here, and then you can duplicate it to your account. Now, I'm not saying Anki Pro is necessarily like a scam or anything. It works, it's been working for me, I've been using it. It's a lot like sleeker. Obviously this is Anki Web, it's just quite basic and default. This just looks a bit nicer. You've got things like your streak. But yeah, you have to pay for Anki Pro through, I pay for it through an App Store subscription, and that lets me study more than 50 cards a day. Yeah, it's an unlimited amount of cards. With Anki Web, there is no limits. You make the cards and you can review them yourself. Like, that's what that's for. If we go over to the app here, so this is the desktop app that I downloaded. You can see we're in dark mode here. So once you've downloaded this, you won't be logged in. What you'll need to do is come up to Tools and Preferences, come over to Syncing, and then you can log in or log out of your web account here. So once that's done, you see I don't have any cards. I've only just done this today. I've not used this yet. So I can go over to decks. Let's create a deck. I'll just call this test Anki deck. Hit OK. I guess let's add some cards. So let's add here. So type basic, basic and reversed, optional reversed, close, image occlusion. I don't know what any of them are. Let's just go with basic. We've got test Anki deck, and then we've got the front of the card. So say hello, and then on the back of the card, let's just put my keyboard into Japanese. There we go. We say konnichiwa. And then we can add that. I guess there's tags here, maybe like basic greeting phrases. Give it a tag of that. Can add that card, close. So now we've got our deck, and it's got one card in it. So let's study our Anki deck. Got hello, what is that? I guess we do show answer, konnichiwa. Okay, that was really easy. Yeah, I'll see that again in 5 days. So we can do see it again in less than a minute, in 6 minutes, in 10 minutes, or in 5 days. So do easy for that one, and then my deck is done here. So if I go over to the web app now, press F5. If I go over to the web app action, so I don't know how to sync this. So let's go back to the desktop app, go to the sync tab. All right, okay. So we hit the button sync. Let's refresh. Oh, there we go. We've got our test Anki deck. So, you know, it doesn't look, it's a bit more complicated. It doesn't look as like slick as this, but it's got the same functionality. And again, we can get shared decks and do that. So because of that, even though I've paid for Anki Pro, I want to get my stuff out of Anki Pro and into Anki properly. I may as well be using the one that everyone's actually talking about when they mean Anki. They don't mean Anki Pro. That's, again, different thing, nothing to do with Anki itself, like the open source project. So yeah, there's a script apparently that will let you get your Anki Pro cards into your Anki Web or the desktop app. So let's have a look at figuring that out. So here we've got on Reddit, on the Anki Reddit, cards from Anki Pro to Anki Droid. Is it possible to take an already existing card, import it? And then it's such a common question apparently, I guess, that the Auto mod has linked this Copycat Importer add-on, which is here. And you can see this add-on allows you to import decks from Copycat apps such as Anki App and Anki Pro. Obviously, it's got instructions for both of them. Download as add-ons are programs downloaded from the internet. Blah, blah, blah. To download this add-on, please copy and paste the following code into Anki 2.1. So let's copy this. Go over to Anki and do Tools, Add-ons. Oh, Add-ons. I guess get add-on code. Here we go. Okay. Hit OK there. So we've got our Copycat Importer. Okay, so now that's added, how do we actually run that? So let's try again. So add-ons, changes will take effect. Changes will take effect when Anki is restarted. So let's reopen the Anki desktop app. Tool, okay, so now we go into Tools, we've got Copycat Importer, and let's import from Anki Pro. So click the button below to open Anki Pro and then close the page once you log into your account. So let's do that. Okay, so we'll go to Get Started. I'll continue with email, sign in, and then I'll try to sign in here. Okay, I've got a bit of an issue here because I'm pretty sure I made my account with Google, not with email. So I need to just try and figure that out. Okay, so if you've done that yourself and logged in with Google, what I've done is I've gone to the Anki Pro Net website and I've just done a forgotten password and I've reset my password. So now continue with email and then we'll try to sign in. There we go, I've logged in. So now it says I should close this and hit import. Status logged in and then hit import. So we'll do that. Okay, so that took a while, but it's done. It seems to have brought my cards over. I don't believe it has brought over my study progress, unfortunately, but you know, I wasn't that far into these decks that it really matters. It says here, known issues, study progress is not imported for Anki app. Again, that's not an official Anki thing. With Anki Pro, it says known issues, importing of study progress is not supported. And this one says Anki Pro is trying to prevent people from exporting their decks using this add-on, but you can use this extension to get a login token and then paste it into the text field if you're having trouble logging in via their add-on. Yeah, and then it's got a few more things here going like references about these different Anki knockoffs. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that I fell for it. Again, when you look on the Play Store on the phone, it's got a sponsored spot. When you type in Anki, it's the top app. So I just assumed that was the correct one, and you should never assume anything. But yeah, so I've got my lesson 1 vocab here, and these are things I've just typed in manually from when I'd been studying the lessons in Genki, but yeah. So yeah, there we have it. That was this little PSA about the fact that Anki Pro is not Anki, it's not the same thing. And hopefully that was useful if you have been using Anki Pro, looking at this Copycat Importer, which shows you how to get your stuff out of Anki Pro into the actual Anki ecosystem. But yeah, it's unfortunate that I gave them £30. I mean, you know, £30 is not a lot of money, and the app was working. I just feel like it was misrepresented. It's just an SRS platform that kind of pulls from some of the Anki like shared decks, but it's got nothing actually to do with Anki. I mean, that was a quick video. Hopefully this was useful to someone, pointed you in the right direction for the actual Anki open source project. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.